Hello everybody, and welcome to this webinar where we will talk about the new file manager application. The agenda for today is to give you a brief introduction, and then we'll take a look at what has been changed in the file manager. After that, we will look at how this will affect you as a user, followed by a live demo. When we are done with the live demonstration, I will go through some of the settings and finally future plans for the file manager. My name is Henrik, and as I said, today we will look at the file manager application. Note that this webinar will be recorded for training purposes. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask by using the chat functionality or save them till the end of the session. I will also kindly ask you to mute yourself during the presentation and unmute by the end if you have any questions or comments. So, what has been changed? The application has gotten a new design, and we have made the process map more flexible, and it will be easy to navigate between the different objects in the object history, so the flow of each item. We are also introducing the option to create jobs when you want to have all the files related to the object. Here we have different options, which I will show once we move into the system, but one of them is the file collection, which will gather all documents from sublevels and display them to you. We have also kept the filtering possibility on the file tabs, but made it more user-friendly. And we have also implemented the possibility to set permissions on files, where you could limit the user if which user should be able to read, change, or detach the document. It's also possible to delete the file. We are also introducing something called related content, which will show all the related content of the object you're working on, and with the possibility to easily see what's uploaded on these related objects. And just a note is that the file manager could be opened from everywhere in RamBase by clicking F9. So how will this affect you as a user? As I mentioned, the file manager has gotten a new interface, so it could be a bit different, but there should not be any functionality that is missing from the old file manager. We have only added new functionality. So let's move into RamBase and take a look at the new file manager. So I will just navigate to a shipping advice. And at this shipping advice, you'll find the file manager at the same place on top here. And you will see that there are two attachments. And the file manager could be opened from this document by pressing F9. But you can also click on these files here. When we come into this file manager, we are now in objects since we launched it from this shipping advice. But we also have the additional library and files, which I will mention later. So the first thing we see here now is that we are now on the top level of the shipping advice, and we can see the different items below here. We can choose to see item 1, and then we will also see the historical flow of this specific item, and we can also navigate back to see what's been added on this sales quote item, for example. Below here we have the related content, where we could easily see if we have any attachments that are uploaded to the customer. We can easily drag them to the shipping advice item if this is something that we would like to include. On the right side here, we see all the documents that are attached to this item. On top field, it's possible to search for something that you file name, file ID, file type name, and so on. And then we also have these filters that are based on the file types. And they will show you the PDFs in this case then. These filters will vary based on which types that you have attached here. We have the possibility to download the file, and we can also have choose to see a preview by clicking on this icon here. If we open up, we will get more information about this file. On the top, we have the possibility to check out, usually done if we would like to change something and check it in. We can make a new version, or we can also choose to delete the file here. Below here, we have the possibility to see the file type, possible to change. We can enter a search tag. So for example, if this is part of a project, you could write the project number, and then later it will be possible to search for this project, and then you will get it up. In the versions, you can see if there are different versions, and you can also see who uploaded this version that we are looking at now. The third folder here is the permissions folder, and here you will see who has the permission to do anything here. As you can see here, we have one user, everything, and also the purchase manager. You can easily add more roles by searching and pressing, and we can also decide here what they should be able to do. So a general manager, a user with a general manager role, will only be able to read this file. The final folder is the attached to, which will show us all the objects in RamBase that this file is attached to. If we take a look at this file below, I can see already from this view that I do not have permission to download this file. So if we take a look at this one and take a look at the permissions, you can see that there is only one person here. She has the permission to do everything. So if this should be opened up for more, it has to be done by this person. I also mentioned the possibility to create jobs, and this could be done by clicking on this plus icon here. Then you create folders, and we can choose to create file collection, which will gather all the files from sublevels, so such as production orders, units, materials, and so on, and display them in this folder. But we also have the possibility to filter more already in this when we create the folder, where you can choose to only get the material certificates or only the measure reports. And these jobs could be triggered both from the item level, but also from the main level. If you trigger them from the main level, they will also trigger in the items. So I will now go back to the main level, and I will trigger the file collection job. So the file collection now just started, and it will display all the files that are related to this shipping advice. And as you can see here, you have the possibility to filter out the ones you would like to see more. But we can also choose to filter for the material certificates and also the measure reports. If you would like to add this as attachments, you can mark all, and we can drag and drop like this. But we also have the possibility to create a working folder here, where you could drag and drop all the attachments that you would like to send. You can also upload files directly to these working folders. And once you're done, we can choose all and add them as attachments here. We can also take now a look on the item level, and then we can see that the file collection here was generated 2 minutes ago. So if you now did it today and then you're coming back tomorrow, you have the possibility here to refresh, and then RamBase will check if there are any more files that are uploaded. Let's navigate to the library. Then you have my library here, which will show your own library, and here you could save your personal files, and this will be only show for your user. And then we have the company library, which will be viewable for all the users in your company. And here you could choose to add folders by clicking on this plus icon here, and then we can name the folder by clicking on this icon. The corporate here is for bigger companies where you have multiple companies in one system. The third option here is files, and here we have the possibility to see all the files that are uploaded in the system. Here we can see that we have a lot of file types, and then there is a drop down here to show all of them. So here you could easily filter on my uploaded files. You can filter on if you have any drafts, and you can also filter if you have any revisions here. And so the revisions will be if you have added a new version of something. So let's go to the settings that I mentioned we have created. We'll get to overview, settings, and company settings. And the file manager settings could be found under collaboration here. So we have 2 new settings. We have this related content for production work orders. I will talk about this later. And then we have this second one, automatically create file collection folder in file manager. And this setting, if you have this on, and as soon as you enter the serial numbers from the goods reception on the shipping device, the file collection will be generated automatically instead of the manual as I did now. So let's go back to RamBase, and I will show you the second or the first setting, which is the related content from production work order. So if the setting is on, the LCM are listed as related objects for the production work order, as we can see here. And then we have the materials under each lifecycle management document. If the setting is off, the materials will be listed like this, directly under the production work order. We also have some future plans with the file manager, where you will be able to, instead sending all the documents through email, you can just send a link to a document package, and then your customer could go into this link and download the files that he would like to have. And here you could set an expiration date of how long this should be valid, and you will also have the possibility to delete access if you regret that you sent this link to someone. And this will be released during 2021, so this fall. So thank you for your time, and have a nice day.